I was on an oil rig, 100 miles offshore. The sat phone never rings unless something is wrong. I was tightening a valve when the foreman waved me over, his face pale, his hand gripping the handset like it burned. "Line for you," a woman's voice, clipped, professional, but trembling under the weight of urgency. "Mr. Hale, this is Child Protective Services. Your son was found wandering the streets, alone." The roar of the rig fell away. Only her words. I heard him, my boy, crying in the background. "Mom's friend told me to get out." I froze. Steel under my boots, salt wind in my lungs, but my body felt hollow. The foreman studied me. He didn't ask questions, just called the emergency chopper. He knew. One look at my face, and he knew. They think I'm still trapped out here, cut off by miles of black water. But the truth was already moving toward shore, toward her. The helicopter blades drowned out my thoughts, but not enough. Her friend. Told my son to leave the house. Her friend. It wasn't the first time that word had poisoned my ear. Just a friend. Late-night texts. "He's only helping with bills." That slight hesitation when she said his name. I told myself I imagined it. That offshore work warped the mind, made shadows out of nothing. But shadows don't kick your son out into the night. By the time we touched down, the anger was gone, replaced by something colder, a numb, deliberate silence. The kind of silence that waits, observes, and calculates. At the hospital, my boy clung to me, face streaked with dried tears, the tremor in his hands betraying what he wouldn't say out loud. He asked if I was going back to the rig. I told him no, not yet. She didn't come. She hadn't even called. And in that absence, the truth began to crystallize. Not sudden, not violent, but steady, unstoppable, like rust eating through steel. I moved through the days like a shadow, took my boy to school, slept in the spare room, waited. Her calls were infrequent, clipped, filled with excuses. Work ran late, bad signal. When I asked where she was, she'd change the subject. So I stopped asking. Instead, I started listening. Phone records, bank statements, credit card charges at restaurants I'd never seen, nights when she was working late. Patterns began to form. Invisible threads twisting together into a rope tightening around her neck. A friend's casual slip at school pickup. "I saw her at the cafe last night with someone." Just a passing comment, meaningless to anyone else. But to me, it was a blade slipped between ribs. I kept calm. I smiled. I tucked my son's homework into his bag, kissed his head, and told him I'd be home later. Then I drove. I parked where the line of sight was clean, watched the doorway of that cafe. And there she was, laughing, leaning forward across the table, his hand brushing hers like it belonged there. Every part of me wanted to tear through the glass, drag the truth into the open. But rage is sloppy. Rage leaves traces. I chose patience. Patience sharpens the blade. The DNA test arrived in a plain envelope. Not for me, for my son. I had wondered. The timing, the subtle distance, the way she looked at him sometimes, not with warmth, but with calculation. The results confirmed it. He was mine. But the lie wasn't about him. It was about everything else. She came home late that night, smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine. I was waiting at the kitchen table. I slid the papers across the wood. Not the DNA results, the bank statements, the phone logs, the photographs. A quiet arsenal of truth. Her face collapsed, color drained. Her lips trembled with the beginning of a denial she knew she couldn't finish. "You've been spying on me?" "No," I said, my voice steady. "I've been watching you drown." She reached for the papers, desperate to control the narrative. I let her fingers brush them, then pulled them back. "This isn't about me and you," I said. "This is about him, our son, the one you left in the street while you played house with someone else." Her tears started then, loud, messy, rehearsed. I didn't move. "You think you've lost me," I said quietly, "but what you really lost is the mask. Everyone you lied to will see you now. Your parents, his parents, our son when he's old enough to understand." Her sobs broke into frantic pleas. "Please don't do this." But I was already done. I placed the folder on the counter where she couldn't ignore it and walked out. Not with rage, not with violence, but with finality. I sat in my truck outside, hands steady on the wheel. The night air was cool, sharp, almost cleansing. Inside that house, her lies were unraveling. Her friend's face would fade, her excuses would rot, but I wouldn't be there to watch. I had my son, and I had the truth. She thought the ocean kept me trapped. That distance made me blind. But distance sharpens the eye. I started the engine. The rig would call me back soon enough. But this time, I wouldn't be leaving anything behind. She was the one left at sea, and I wasn't coming back for her.